What's up? I'm back. I'm still alive. I missed a couple of days of uploads. I've kept the hobby streak alive, so the hobby streak is still going, but the video streak obviously ended, and I'm pretty sad about that. But everybody, all four kids, my wife, and then myself got norovirus, and I'll spare you the details. But the last 48 hours, 60 hours have been the most challenging I've ever had as a parent. We literally could not keep the laundry, like the blankets and the towels. We had to go buy more stuff and the toilet paper. It was miserable. Everybody's good now. I think I'm the only one that's still a little bit sick, but I could not have said, all right, guys, I know y'all are super sick, but I gotta go downstairs to make a video real quick. So the video streak ended, but I think I kept the video streak going, and the daily vlogs are coming back. I don't plan on stopping it. But I was keeping it going because I was afraid that if I stopped, I wouldn't start again. And here we go. We're starting again. I got all these guys built. I need to make another base for him, but I converted this guy. I cut the shield off, and now he's dual wielding, which I think just looks sick. And then this guy, I'm gonna make like a staff, like he wants to be a little wizard guy. All the mold lines are finally off. Everything here and washed and ready for priming finally. I started to get the Grimkin primed, and then I ran out of time. So I gotta get Bellwoken guy primed for the Bellwoken painting competition. Objectives, primed. My first Tanner Simpson miniature, gonna get him primed tonight, and I'm gonna use him for Teaspoon. Got his base built. I use the big base because I almost want the base to be kind of diorama-ish. Okay, let's get some actual painting done. Starting off with P3 Bad Bruise. Gonna spray this up from the bottom, and it's pretty wet here, so I actually have to go back in and add a little bit more paint to it. Do not want to airbrush with paint that thin. It's gonna look terrible at the end of it. So got it thickened up, hitting all the shadows, all the spots up from the bottom. I want this in all the lowest spots. Here we go. Now it's fully fixed. Now we're gonna shift over, and I'm gonna do the Clockatrace too. The trick to a good gold is putting purple. Like once you build it up on purple, the purple makes the gold like stick in the shadows. We'll do a purple wash at the end of it. Very simple gold recipe, especially with an airbrush that makes it look really good. I'm going to paint two more of these. I'll probably use the airbrush on them. Two. Coming over Royal Violet, hitting the midtones. I want to cover up all the white with this, because if you look at a Krabbit at first, you're like, oh, that's a white rabbit. But the more you look at the official art for it, you realize that it's almost like totally pink. So that's what I want to go for. I want the purple in the deepest. When the white goes over the purple, it'll just naturally make some gray shadows. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm just getting my purple base in the midtone established. And I'm not going to wash the pot out. I'm just going to put in some white here. I added some of the Sonores primer I had. Don't buy the Sonores white primer. Just don't do it. I just have it. So by not washing the pot out, and I didn't stir this up either, I just put the white in on top of it, it's going to just naturally mix somewhat, especially because I'm dealing with a lot of humidity issues down here tonight. But the more I use it, the more it's going to just naturally transition to whiter paint coming out. And that's going to help me even further control and get even more of a transition from those very dark purples in the shadows to like a pure white in a very few select spots. So I'm just very carefully working this up. And in the cuts, I'm even like spraying it off the model onto a piece of paper. So like right here, I'm spraying it off onto a paper towel, just to kind of just speed up the process of getting to that final pure white highlight. And I am doing this, like you can see, it's a very slow process. I'm keeping it all in so you can see just how much time I'm taking to work this up to the true white. Because if you just blast this on, it's probably going to watermark and stretch out and look bad. But if you just blast the white on top of the purple, you're going to have a very harsh line, and it's not going to achieve the effect we want. Like we want this to look more purplish the longer they look at it. And this is how you achieve that effect. Because at a quick glance, it's white, but again, you're going to see all the purple the more you look at it, and especially from different angles on the table. When you get underneath it, you'll see all of the purples. Looking at it head on from across the table, you're going to see a lot more of the purples versus top down. So very happy with how this guy turned out. And now just a couple final highlights of the white, and then we'll move on over to the clockatrace. Here we go. Clean the pot out. Starting off with copper. Gonna spray this from the bottom up, pretty much over all the purple. We don't want any actual purple left by the time we're done with this. And this is the secret. You start with copper, and then you work your way up. On top of the copper, I'll do a silver, and I'll put that in, and then on top of the silver, I'll do the final gold. And then I'm gonna let all of this dry. That's the one thing about airbrushing. Like, it's hard to do a full paint job in one night, and I'm really getting very sick of airbrushing. Been airbrushing for over a decade now. It's really cool for army stuff, and I think maybe it speeds up like stuff like onesie twosies like this, but then you have to clean it, and you go through all this stuff cleaning it, and then it clogs, and I don't know. I'm becoming an airbrush hater. Things like the Crabbit, where you can really do those blends that, like, I could do that with the paintbrush, but it's gonna take forever, and it's probably not even gonna be as smooth, even if I spend hours and hours on it. Stuff like that, it's hard to say, like, totally forget the airbrush, But I don't know. I'm getting really sick of it, and I'm gonna start changing my workflow to where it doesn't use the airbrush as much. Go back to brushwork, like I did with the Infinity. Honestly, doing the Infinity stuff, I had a lot more fun painting it because I didn't use the airbrush. Like, I only used the airbrush on the green guy and on Maximus. I didn't use the airbrush on anybody else when I painted that, and it was a lot more enjoyable for me. But anyway, here's that silver. Here's that silver highlight. Here's the gold over top. I'm gonna take the gold over top of everything on accident. I wiped out a lot of that copper by mistake, so I'm gonna go back in after I finish this and put the copper back in. And I don't know if I covered too much of the copper up, or if it's that this gold paint is just so old that the metal flakes aren't shining like they used to. I put it on a vortex mixer, still didn't really help anything. But I don't know. I think I might need to replace my true metals. I think it's finally time. So here I am coming back in. I didn't wash the gold out, so it's still a little bit brighter than where it was originally. And I'm just hitting, like, the sides of these panels, the armpits, coming in, making sure I'm spraying from the bottom or only hitting the shadowed areas. And we're going to still do another round of highlights to this gold, but I wanted to add in a little bit more variation and a little bit more, like, volumetric lighting into it, so that it does look like it has some shading and it's not just totally blasted. But this is how you can get super, I keep saying volumetric, but this is how you get the volumetric gold, because the shadows will be that purplish copper color, and then the top is going to be that silver gold, and when we highlight it, the final highlight will actually be a very bright silver too. So finishing this up, touching up all the shadows in the final stretch here. This is about a 2-hour long painting session because I did a lot of priming. So this will probably, oh yeah, as I'm editing this, it's past midnight, so technically I missed another day. But I got a lot of painting done today. Back on the track. Here's our final results for the day. I will see you tomorrow, where I hopefully get these guys mostly finished up. I'll definitely finish up the Rabbit. See you then. Bye.